just like to take a moment, everyone. Appreciate the time. And, I just want to make a comment on everything that happened yesterday in Minneapolis. As a team, as an organization, me personally, obviously very excited with the verdicts that came down in the case. But there's also a bittersweetness. It's exciting to know that justice has been served. The right thing that needed to be done was done. Accountability happened. But there's also, an awareness that so much more work needs to be done. I'm so proud of so many people in this organization, especially our players that have used their voices of leadership to help make change, to speak out on what's right, to make sure injustices don't occur again in the future. And when unfortunately something does happen and injustices are, happening in the world, that what needs to be done right is actually done. And you see that in the case yesterday, in the verdict that came out. And obviously it's bittersweet because a decision is made, but will not bring back George Floyd, and is only a small part to healing a community, having lost someone that meant so much to so many people. But hopefully this is a reminder and sends a signal throughout our entire country that you need to do what's right. You need to stand up what's for right. You need to use your voice. And hopefully moving forward, as we've talked as an organization and as a team, that our guys continue to use their voice to stand up for what's right and creating equality for all. And yesterday is a great reminder of what we can do when we come together in the right way to speak up for the right things. But so much more work has to be done. And hopefully it is done.
Thanks, Coach. With that, we'll get started with Evan Barnes.
Taylor, I was going to ask one question, but I'll make it twofold following what you said. Did you guys meet as a team to kind of, discuss things after the verdict? And second, it's the obvious, is there an update on Jaren and Dylan?
Yeah, we did meet as a team, had great dialogue. Those conversations will stay private, but, kind of echo of what I said. I mean, there's an excitement and encouragement, but I think everyone's embracing the opportunity to continue to work in our communities and make sure there's equality for all. And we're using our voices to speak up for what's right. And when we see something that's wrong, there's injustices out there, that we don't just stand back and stay silent. We speak up for so many that don't have a voice. So that's the biggest takeaway, and we all recognize that we have so much work, each individual and as an organization, to continue to seek positive strides in our country and in our own community. And as for DB and JJ, those guys are healthy and will be available tonight. So excited for JJ in particular. It's been a long road, but I give the kid so much credit. He's coming every single day with an unbelievable attitude to continue to get himself healthy, because at the end of the day, his mentality is to help this team as much as possible in whatever capacity. So I'm so excited for him. I know he's excited to get out there and have fun playing basketball and being with his teammates and trying to go out there and compete and help us win ball games.
Drew Hill.
Yeah, Taylor, just to add to that, we've seen a lot of reaction from the players on social media today about, Jaren being available. What's just the general mood from everybody else on the team to get a chance to see him get out there today? Yeah,
I think you can just see it in what's being out there posted. Guys are so excited. But the things that you don't see all the time is the support that everyone's had for each other during this process. All of his teammates have been fully supportive of Jaren, understand it's a long road and it's never easy, but pushing him to get out there and continue to work hard. But I think you also look at what Jaren has done, even when he hasn't been playing, the support he showed his teammates to help continue to push this group and be a leader of this group, and such a positive spirit for this group. So it's no surprise. It's awesome to see it out there, and I get to see it, behind closed doors every single day. The momentum that's been pushing to this point right now.
Megan Triplett.
Coach, with Jaren Jackson's availability, will there be a minutes restriction, or do you expect him to kind of go in that starting lineup?
So JJ will come off the bench to start. We don't have a timeline in terms of how long that'll be, but, we're going to be smart with his minutes and make sure, coming off this injury and all the work that we're doing, the things that are smart in his return to play, and making sure he can get back to the level and the minutes that he's been accustomed to, before the injury. So tonight, he won't be playing a full load, and then we'll just kind of manage it game to game.
Terry Davis.
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
I'm good, Terry. How are you today?
The other team, I know they have a lot of guys out in the past. When you guys face a team with a lot of players out, you don't seem to match your intensity to start the game. So what do you tell your players to match the intensity to start the game so you don't be in a dogfight longer than you have to be?
Yeah, I mean, it's remember what our focus has got to be every single game. We got to come out. We've got a lot of things of our own that we got to get better at for the full 48 minutes. So our guys have to embrace that mentality, and we've obviously been in a situation before. So we've got to take this as an opportunity for us to get better and raise our level, especially this time of year. We know we've got to be trying to improve our abilities night in and night out. So that's got to be the message to the guys, that they're aware of it, and we got to go out there and do it.
Joe Mullinax.
Good evening, Coach. You guys obviously had a pretty tough game against the Denver Nuggets, double overtime. You got a chance to watch the film. You talk a lot about watching the film with individual players, watching it as a team. What are some takeaways from that Denver game? One that surely was a disappointing loss because of how close you guys were, but a lot of the lessons that maybe you took from that game after watching it on film and breaking it down with the team.
Yeah, I'd say just, general execution offensively and defensively, some areas for improvement for sure. From a coaching standpoint, how we can get our guys and make sure we're all 5 guys on the same page when we go out there. And, at the end of regulation, the end of overtime, there's definitely some missed opportunities there for us on both ends of the floor. A couple of key stops that we could, had, and, a couple of execution moments on the offensive end. So I was able to watch film with the team. These guys embrace these opportunities to get better, and especially in these situations, obviously I think our guys have done a tremendous job over the course of the season for the first, 45, 46 minutes of the game, putting ourselves in positions to win ball games. Now we just got to go out there and more often than not, try to close the game and do a better job there.
Cameron Buford.
Hey, Coach Jenkins. A couple years ago, when you took over the job, you talked about kind of building that family atmosphere, building that personal camaraderie within each other. And it sounds like that's clearly supported in the statement that you gave earlier, and then the return of Jaren Jackson. I want to ask you, how is that going into this playoff stretch? How do you feel about the team making this final playoff push? And then what's your words of encouragement to finish the season strong?
Can you say that last one? What's the words of encouragement to
finish your season strong?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think our guys have done an unbelievable job of just embracing each other and what it takes for us as an entire team to, continue to get better, from the start of the season to the end of the season. So obviously now, super meaningful games right now. There's a lot of work to be done, but the only way we're going to do is together and continue to push each other. So that's why, I give our guys a lot of credit, their ability, no matter their role, whether they're in the lineup, they're out of the lineup, they're starting, they're coming off the bench. They're playing well, they're struggling, it doesn't matter. They're always trying to push each other to get better, knowing that it's for the team's benefit. So, I have a simple message of just keep focusing on what we've got to do every single day to get better. And everyone's got a responsibility in that. That goes beyond just our players. It's our coaching staff, our performance staff. It's everyone in our group to make this push, to the playoffs. So that doesn't come until one day at a time. We've got a tough test today against the Clippers, but everyone knows their responsibilities every single day to play the right way, compete the right way. And when we do that together, more good things usually happen for the Grizzlies.
Last question. We'll go to Lawrence Murray.
Taylor, I'm just impressed by the fact that this team is number one in all kinds of the hustle bucket categories. Also have turnovers, fast break, second chance points, as well as continuing on last year, leading the league in points in the paint per game. And I just want to know, has that been an emphasis of yours to keep that up, or is that just the random results of a process of this season?
No, I think it's definitely our ability to raise our level, and we talk about our standard and our expectation every single day. And as I said a moment ago, everyone has a responsibility in that. They know how we're supposed to play night in, night out, whether it's offensively or defensively, attacking the paint, playing with great pace, sharing the ball, being super unselfish, or defensively, being disciplined, but super active at the same time. Those are things that we talk about our team. We educate our team about. We make sure we sit down and have dialogue about, and make sure we understand what our identity is. Where do we find success? What are our staples on defense and offense that we want to make sure we're elevating, through the course of the season, and based off of what we built, from year 1 to year 2, coming in, talking about this is where we've been good. We got to take this, area and get better. And I give our guys a lot of credit. We found holes in our game. We still have holes in our game, where we can get better, but I think we found success in those areas too, and growth in those areas. So that's kind of been the philosophy with this group. I think it's a credit to them putting in the work every single day and really diving in, whether it's on the court, in the film room, in the analytics that we talk about. These guys understand it and embrace it and know that if we can be good in what we prioritize, it's usually good things for the Grizzlies.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Take care.